Hey guys, this is Cody, and today we are going to be building a 270 into 90 track. We're going to be doing all this from scratch. I'm going to show you how to assemble everything. This is all 3D printed stuff that you can buy the models for. I do have a shop that's going to be opening soon, and you'll be able to do this yourself. But let's get started. So first we're going to build the turns. So, for the 90 portion, we're going to use an entry and an exit. And we're going to add these connectors into here. And then we'll add a short connector on this side. And we'll add a short connector on this side. And then we will add a, let's see what it says on there, 30R300. So what that means is this particular part of a turn will go 30 degrees, and the radius of the circle that it's following is a 300 millimeter radius for that circle. So put our short connector in there. Now you can see they have these tabs. So traditionally you could do zip ties here, but we have these little 3D printed clips. And what you do is you just put it on there and you push it down. And hold it on there. Now we could do, we're not gonna do the bottom ones, just so that if we need to connect one of these, we can. So you can see that fits in there like this. And unfortunately I don't have a clip for that, but you can use a zip tie to connect that. But really we're just gonna rest it on there for this video. So one half of our 90. Same thing on the other side. Connect that. Use a clip. Okay. 2 halves of our 90. Okay. So we have a 90-degree turn, and it's not too aggressive because it's using those R300s, so it's going to be nice and smooth. And we'll set that over here. So now we're going to build our 270, which this is a lot. So we have our exit. Get our connectors on the front. And to get these on there, they're tight intentionally. If you try to push it straight in, well, this one went in nice, but usually it's kind of snug. So you can actually kind of give it a little bit of a flex, and that loosens this up. You slide that in, and then when you undo it, it kind of pinches it in there. After you've used it quite a bit, it can slide in a little bit nicer, but when they're fresh, it's kind of hard to get in and out, and you want that to be snug. So got that there. Set up the other one. Okay, so then we're going to add, these are, get the camera back, these are 30R200s, so this is a much narrower turn than the 300. So this is like a very tight radius. So this is for our 270, which is going to go farther than a 180 and then back underneath itself. So we're going to start connecting these guys. So usually a 180 will be the entry and exit, which together make a 30-degree turn, and then to get up to 180, you need 150 more degrees of turn, so you would add 5 more 30-degree turns. Now to go up to 270, you need to add another 90 degrees. So what we have, and we'll get to this in just 1 second, is we have two 45-degree R200s. So these are relatively tight still, so our whole loop is going to be tight. This one, put this guy in there, and then we're going to clip. Put that on there. Okay, so right here you can see where this would just be, if I put this one in there, this would just be a 180. Okay, and it'd actually be a pretty tight radius 180. So what we're going to do, though, is we're going to add these 45 R200s. My GoPro keeps going to sleep. Okay. So this is going to pull us around the rest of the way for the 90, and we're going to limit the number of connectors we have to use, which also limits the number of scenes that the car has to drive over, which can, if your printer's printing rough, can make a difference. Luckily, we've been doing pretty good lately, so. Oh. Smack the camera. Okay. Okay, and then we add our last exit to this guy. Come on. It's all fun until you try to record yourself doing it. Okay, so this is a 270. Okay, so you can see how that's going to go over under right there. So now that we got those two ready, we got our two curves. Set that off to the side. Let's get our pillars going. So we have several pillars here. So we're going to have a pillar base, and this is just going to hold one of these pillars. I'm just going to slot in there, and that's just to make sure the track doesn't get all tippy and fall over. And then a number of these are going to have this track angle connector. So this one is not labeled, but this is, I believe, a 9.5 degree down angle. And so what that lets us do is that means that we can take two of these 18-inch pieces of track, which will be basically two of them together would be 3 foot, and it's the right angle, the correct angle, such that for every 6 feet of track, you're going to descend 6 inches in height. And that gives you a pretty nice speed up. Some people like to have it more shallow, some people like to have it steeper, but this is pretty good for smaller track setups. Like, you can get some speed built up pretty quickly and everything. So we're going to be doing that in just a second. So we got this guy here. And so this particular pillar, I was tired of cutting zip ties on these whenever you move them, so we got these little things that push in here. And you can just push that in there, and that'll kind of hold it for you nice. Okay, so we got one pillar. Let's get the other pillars set up here. Slot this one in. And we'll put this one on there. Okay, and then I want to put this over here. And then we got our taller pillar. And so to print these really tall guys in one go, you kind of have to have a tall printer. But they're all made to be stackable so that you can actually, make sure you can see it in the frame, so that if you couldn't get to that tallness, you could actually stack some of the shorter guys and then eventually arrive. So if you wanted to, you could print a bunch of shorter ones, stack them up. This is the older design, so you have to use the zip ties to connect those. But we'll get to that in a little bit. Okay, so this guy's on there, and then we'll put a little thing here. I'll show you there. So it's on there. And those little connectors, I don't know if I like them or not. That's why I really haven't released them yet. But probably about to anyway. Okay, and then on the bottom, so near the exit, right? So this is the short pillar. Near the exit of everything, we're going to be basically we have all our speed from the top, so when we get to the bottom, we just need a slight downhill to maintain our speed, so we got this other guy. This is a 4.75 angled down. And it's actually, this is the V2, I think there's a V3, but I have the V2 for the video right now, so. And he's also gonna get clipped on here. Okay. V2 is a little tight on all the tolerances, but he's good there. Okay, so then, so we got our pillar. Our short pillar is going to be coming back, and then let's grab this guy, and that's just going to go there, and that's going to have one of these guys. This is a track support, like we discussed. And actually, I might need one more pillar setup, because there will need to be a third pillar holder. These pillars were for the 180, and we were just gonna see how it went for the 270. Okay, so we got everything set up. We have 6 feet of 2-lane track. We have 6 feet of fat track. And then we have our little connector piece here that's going to go between the 270 and the 90. Otherwise, you don't really need this, but then you got to cut the tabs off of your entries and exits to make them meet up nicely. And if you do that, and you ever want to go back to using crash racers, because these are all compatible with Adventure Force crash racers, because that track is so soft, there won't be anything to hold the tabs open. Whereas like the 3D printed track, right, like it's rigid, so it'll be out of the way. But but you can't cut these tabs off and just meet the entries and exits up to each other. You'll see here in a minute how we're doing this. But yeah, so we got this little guy here, and it's actually going to go on, let's see, it's going to be like this. It's going to go on this side. And this guy's a bit of a tight fit too. But similar thing, you can kind of pinch this, and then it'll slide on, and then it'll grip down real hard. If you get one of them that pops out, it can be a real pain to get that back in there, but this fits nice and tight right there. Okay, so that's gonna go over there. Okay, so this part one, we assembled everything. Now let's get to actually putting everything where it belongs. So this might be less interactive and more of a show. If we can do it all in one take, that'd be kind of awesome. So I'm just going to keep it going and see if we can do it. And hopefully the GoPro doesn't die. And I might close that window so the glare doesn't stay bad. All right, let's go. Okay, so we want our 270 to go like this. It's going to be against this wall. And then the 90 is going to be right there. So just like we did earlier. Okay. And then this is going to be 2-lane track going into it. And this is the over portion. Okay. And then we got these other connectors that we're going to use. Actually, this one will be this guy. This one will be here. And I got another. Okay, let's get this over here so we can see this a little better. Okay, so we got this guy here. And then we're going to go directly from that one into this one. And that one's going to connect here. That guy's kind of being pulled over. It won't be bending that much. We're going to prop that up over there. These two. So that there. And this one over here. Okay, and then we will need another guy right here to hold this guy. and it'll be down slightly. Let's go ahead and do this other top part over here. And we got our connector here, so, and these connectors are also compatible with both the Fat Track as well as Crash Racers, and they hold the tabs open nicely. Okay, so we go there, we go here, and let's see one more time what I got there. Okay, come on. And then this one will go all the way over here. Okay, and so you can see that there, into the 270, into the 90. And so now over here, we can do our exit. And this is going to stretch way out. But I'll try to do this where you guys can see it. Okay, so we're going to connect up some of this. And I think that we're going to do that's almost too much right there. So traditionally, this would slide in here, and this would go right over here. And of course, we need to raise this up one, so I'm going to grab. But this is also stretching way far out, so I'll show you something else we can do too. And I guess my cat needs to move a bit. She's not going to like that. She's very mad. So I'll put this here. We might need to adjust this part just a bit. All right, so let's go ahead and raise this up. And grab a pillar for that. Do that one. That's a 6. So let's just go like this. And we could probably just prop that up there for now. And honestly, that's probably not needed on that end because that's going to be coming down. And you want it to keep going down. This is kind of like raising back up, so we're going to take that one out. And just let it run off right there. So this pillar, actually this pillar can just shift over there. Back here. Put that one there. So actually it was the right number of pillars. Unless we want just a little more support over there. It looks kind of wobbly. Okay. So let's see here. So we do need to get, we would get a guy here and sort of bracket that down, just like how these guys over here. So given there's not a whole lot of tweaking going on right now with this, but you got that guy there, and then you would put, you potentially do this one over here, and maybe do one over there. As it is, the cars are gonna, they'll have all their momentum here. So we can even move that one over to this one. Nah, we'll keep it here. We'll keep it. We can try it out. I believe the cars will make it no matter what. We just gotta make sure. Okay. Let's see. Let's grab. Who are we gonna grab? Why? Why? Why are you doing this now? Why? Why right now? Why? Okay. All right. So let's get our car over here. Oh my gosh. All right. And we can try this guy out. Ooh, it got spun out. And we did it. But you could again get more of the little pillars over there, and you could use the pillar to pull that backside down. But yeah, this was building a 270 into 90. I think I call it the over-under on the site. It will be available to purchase. We have lots of different colors. And then, like I said, just tweak it. Get a Viper. And this has been Cody. Thanks for watching.